Hey everyone, I'm Jake, a graphic designer. I spend my days immersed in colors, shapes, and ideas, crafting visual stories for clients. But today, I want to share a very personal story, one that intertwines love, heartache, and unexpected challenges. You see, I've been through a lot in my dating life. I dated several women, each time hoping for something real, but I was always met with betrayal. It felt like a cycle I couldn't escape. I lost faith in finding true love until I met Lily. It was a mutual friends party, one of those gatherings where you just expect to socialize and maybe have a drink. But then I saw her, Lily. She had this radiant smile and an infectious laugh. I was completely struck by her beauty. As we talked for the first time, it felt like the world around us faded. We shared stories, our hopes, and even our fears. Time flew by, and I knew there was something special about her. We clicked instantly, as if we had known each other forever. Days turned into weeks, and everything was going smoothly until one evening Lily dropped a bombshell. She told me she had a 4-year-old daughter named Mia. My heart sank. I felt a mix of excitement and doubt. Could I really step into this role? Would I be enough for both of them? Lily reassured me, explaining how much Mia needed a father figure. I hesitated, but agreed to meet Mia. It was a big step, but I was willing to try. The first time I met Mia was magical. She had big, curious eyes and a reminiscent smile that melted my heart. We spent the afternoon playing with her toys, drawing pictures, and reading stories. As weeks turned into months, I grew closer to both Lily and Mia. We created a little family, and everything felt right. Eventually, after a couple of years of dating, Lily and I got married. Getting married to Lily was one of the happiest days of my life. I felt a deep sense of commitment, not just to her, but to Mia as well. I promised to love them both unconditionally. Our life together blossomed, and for a while everything was perfect. As the years passed, Mia grew into a vibrant teenager, but when she turned 16, things began to change. She became distant, rebellious, and started hanging out with a bad crowd. She stopped listening to us, and the loving relationship we once had felt strained. Lily and I tried to guide her, but it seemed like our words fell on deaf ears. It was heartbreaking to watch. When Mia turned 18, she introduced us to her new boyfriend Ryan. He was a deadbeat, unemployed, irresponsible, and a bad influence. I voiced my concerns, but Mia was infatuated. I felt like I was losing her all over again. Lily always supported Mia, which also made me angry, and we used to have fights over this. One day, everything came to a head. Mia packed her bags and announced she was moving in with Ryan. I tried to stop her, but she was adamant. Lily was crying, begging her not to go, but Mia walked out, leaving us shattered. 6 years passed with no word from Mia. I tried reaching out during the first year, but eventually I had to let go. Lily, on the other hand, never stopped trying to contact Mia. It weighed heavily on our relationship. The tension grew, and I began to feel resentment. Lily always used to tidy Mia's room in hopes that she would return someday. Then, one day, out of the blue, Mia walked through the door with a 1-year-old baby. She acted like she owned the place. I was shocked, speechless. As she explained, I felt my heart sink. Ryan had left her soon after she moved in. Then she had several boyfriends in last couple of years, and she got pregnant by one of them. She didn't even know who the father is. She couldn't support herself and the baby, so now she was here, expecting us to take care of her and the baby. I was furious. How could she just waltz back in after all these years? Mia said that it's our responsibility to take care of her and her child. She said all this in a really entitled tone, which made me furious. But Lily, she was overjoyed to see Mia and quickly accepted the situation. I felt a storm brewing inside me, and I started shouting, and the whole house was in chaos. Just imagine the situation where three adults are shouting on top of their lungs and a baby is crying. Lily was constantly saying that Mia is our daughter and she has changed. We should help her. After much persuasion, I agreed to help. But with one condition, Mia had to find a job and contribute to the household. Her reaction was explosive. She screamed, threw a tantrum and ran to her room. It was like things hadn't changed at all. Weeks went by and Mia didn't lift a finger. She spent her days glued to the TV or her phone while Lily and I took care of the baby. I warned her repeatedly that if she didn't change, she would have to leave. But it didn't faze her. She just shrugged it off. She used to stay out all night partying and come home completely drunk. Sometimes she was not even able to stand up straight. But Lily, well, she still took me aside and was always repeating the same line that Mia will change her behavior someday and we should support her. One night I stood in front of the door telling her she couldn't go out, that if she stepped out, she'd have to leave for good. She pushed past me, yelling that I couldn't control her. I was furious and decided that enough is enough. When she returned, I was waiting. I told her she had 1 week to move out or I would call the police. At first she laughed, but when she saw my serious face, she said fine and went back to her room. Days turned into a battle. Maya cried to Lily, calling me heartless, and I felt the strain in our marriage. The arguments escalated, and it felt like we were on the brink of collapse. Then one evening, everything came to a head. The police knocked on our door, saying they received an anonymous tip about drugs in our home. I was stunned. I allowed them to search, thinking it was a mistake. Maya was in the living room and she was looking at me with a smug which literally gave me chills. The police checked the whole house, but they couldn't find anything. But when they found drugs hidden in my room, my world shattered. I was arrested and I could see Mia smirking in the background. I felt framed and Lily was crying, but no one believed me. As the investigation unfolded, my lawyer fought hard for my innocence. I insisted Mia was behind it, but Lily struggled to believe it. She always used to say the same thing, that why would Mia do that to me, or what would she gain doing that? I was in disbelief that my own wife is not trusting me, and I can feel that she has started to doubt me. Then the court date arrived and I was released because there was no evidence, and after few days Mia was arrested. Then the court date arrived. The courtroom was filled with tension, and when Mia took the stand, she showed no remorse for what she had done. The revelations were shocking. Mia was involved in drug smuggling and theft. The judge sentenced her to 5 years in prison, plus additional time for framing me. My heart sank, realizing the depth of her choices. After everything, I felt completely broken. Lily kept trying to reach out to Mia, wanting to believe in her, but it tore us apart. I couldn't handle the constant conflict between us. I decided to file for divorce. I needed to find peace, away from the chaos she brought into our lives. Lily accepted the divorce and went to her parents' place. Now I have no idea if she regrets her decision or not, but I have to move on and figure out the next chapter of my life. Today I am rebuilding my life. I learned that love can be complicated and sometimes painful, but I also learned the importance of setting boundaries and protecting my peace. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever faced similar struggles, know that you're not alone. Until next time, take care of yourselves.